All right, let's head overseas and check in with Tom Belger. Tom, European GDP out this morning, worst ever number in terms of GDP. Is there anything hopeful in there?
Yeah, well, I'll start with you can't really call it good news when you've got historic collapses in GDP, but certainly compared to analyst forecasts, a lot of these figures were actually less bad than feared. In France, Germany, Italy, you saw 10 to 14% declines. As I say, historic lows there. But France and Italy, those contractions were actually less grim than feared. With Spain, it's worth saying that was what was probably most interesting in these figures. A lot of this was expected and priced in. It's interesting, stocks today in Europe actually up despite these historic contractions. But Spain, the drop was not just the worst, but actually worse than expected. So you saw not just one of the worst outbreaks of the virus hitting Spain, knocking the second quarter GDP to down 18.6%. They've also had one of the strictest lockdowns, and now it's one of the recoveries that's most at risk from the threat to tourism and a second wave. So when you saw Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, and Germany reimposing rules about warning travelers not to go to Spain, the Spanish Prime Minister last week was pretty angry. Brian.
All right, well, maybe not much hope.